Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on The Lair, starring Jonathan Howard, Charlotte Kirk, and Jamie Bamber, about the RAF and a pilot, female pilot, who gets shot down, I think in Afghanistan, and then has to fight half human, half alien hybrids in some sort of secret government bunker. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's what? It's the Pineys, books 1 through 9, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. I'm not sure what... There's a lot of elements here. All right, so first you got the military element, and then they put a female pilot as the lead. Now, are there female pilots in the RAF like this? Maybe. I mean, I assume there might be a couple. So she gets shot down in what looks like, I don't know, Afghanistan. And then there's some sort of monsters in a bunker that were biologically engineered, but by who is the question. I mean, I assume this is a UK movie, although there's Arabic subtitles, I think. And then there's a team up between like the Afghans and the RAF as they go into the bunker to kill an army of, and I had to read this on the IMDb, half alien, half human mutants. Oh, and they can also do this with their tongues, I assume. So, feels like an Aliens Marine ripoff. Excuse me. There's lots of explosions and action, though. It's called The Lair. And directed by Neil Marshall. Written by Neil Marshall and Charlotte Kirk. Oh, I believe she's the lead. Well, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so Charlotte co-wrote the movie with the director. And then starred in it. Interesting. Feels like a low-budget thing. And, you know, they wouldn't be the first lead actress-director couple. Who was it? James Cameron and what's her face from Terminator 2, Linda Hamilton. Yeah, they were an item. I think they were married for a while. I don't know. It looks like aliens in the Middle East. Aliens set in a desert. I mean, it's my kind of movie. It looks like a quote normal movie. I mean, they're not getting any woke subjects, so that's a plus. But not sure I'm buying the pilot being this action star, because I don't know, she seems to be a little too much of an action star. I think she gets shot down, and at one point, like, she gets attacked by a bunch of deserty looking guys, and then she like takes them out. Yeah, I'm not so sure I'm buying that. I mean, if you're going for that Ripley vibe, you know, Ripley, I think one of the reasons Ripley and Aliens worked, Sigourney Weaver, was because Ripley wasn't looking for action, you know. Ripley was just doing her thing, and the kind of idea was most of the other characters in the crew were kind of incompetent or just too distracted to care about what was happening to them until it was too late. Except maybe the captain, but even he was a little bit weak. And Ripley was the most competent person on that ship, and that's why she survives. This feels more like everybody's doing super action-y stuff. And it doesn't quite resonate in the trailer anyway. But that being said, I would see it, you know, for free. Just because there's cool monsters in it. And gunplay, so it looks pretty actiony, so I wouldn't get bored, but I wouldn't expect much from it. Doesn't feel like it's, I mean, like, they got all these elements in it, right? So you got a female pilot shot down behind enemy lines. That's a whole movie right there. Then you got a guy with an eye patch who's leading guys in the RAF, I guess, and they're all English, but the accents are slightly off. Not so sure why that is, but I guess it's because it's a low-budget thing. A lot of it looks like it was shot in a soundstage. So then they fight these half-aliens, which they look all right. I mean, they don't look great. They look okay. So half alien hybrids, fine. Not so sure who engineered these or why they're just sitting there to be discovered. That part of it is not in the trailer, so it's kind of important information that I'd want to know. And that they didn't put it in the trailer feels like a little, like you're kind of burying the lead here or something. Like, I mean, that's like kind of a big bomb to drop in a storyline and not tell me what the hell, did the United States do it? Did England do it? Did the Afghanis somehow do it? Like, and where did they get the aliens? I mean, that's a big question. I think you might want to address that. I mean, this doesn't take place in the Aliens universe, so the fact that you crossbred a human-alien hybrid, I mean, that's pretty high tech. So I think there's only a handful of countries in the world that could do that. I don't think any of them are in the Middle East, no offense. So I think it would probably have to be the United States, but maybe mention something about that. But that all being said, it kind of looks cool. It kind of reminds me of Aliens, but it's a low-rent alien. I mean, there's guys with guns, and they're going to shoot these aliens, and they're exploding everywhere. They got high-tech weaponry and night goggles and the whole deal. So I'd still watch it. And your lead's not, she's easy on the eyes, so I'd watch her too. And here's the guy with the eye patch. That's always fun. There's a great bit in that Steve Buscemi movie about low budget filmmaking where the actor just insists on wearing an eye patch. That's what it reminds me of. And this doesn't look too bad. I mean, it kind of does now that I'm looking at it again, but I mean, you know what they did? They wrapped the thing around her neck. I don't know. This thing's probably animated, so probably this is all CGI here. I mean, yeah, kind of weird thing. I guess, if it actually does something to her or did something to other characters and then she narrowly escapes this. But, I wouldn't expect much. I wouldn't set too high of a bar on something like The Lair. This feels like a B movie shot mostly in a soundstage. And it's going to be, half of it's going to be, here she is. See, that looks like a rock quarry. I don't know if they shot this on location anywhere, but it doesn't feel like it. So I'm feeling like this is going to be the kind of movie like you watch on a Saturday with your friends and you don't expect much, but some things explode and there's some monsters, so it's kind of like, well, I didn't totally waste my time. So first act, some kind of war. I'm going to guess the Afghanistan conflict, war, whatever you want to call that, cluster F, still going on. And because the English were involved in that too, so there's a female pilot who gets shot down behind enemy lines. They're moving to rescue her. She somehow ends up in this magical bunker full of half aliens and then escapes and then tells her commander about it after she gets back. This will be the second act. She gets back to her own side of the enemy lines. Says, hey, I found this crazy bunker full of aliens. And they're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So they decide to go back to check it out or blow it up or whatever. So they go back and then all hell breaks loose. And that's most of the second act. And then the third act is they end up teaming up with the Afghanis to blow it up. The end. Did they kill them all? No one will ever know. And are they breeding? See it all in The Lair, Part 2. So yeah, as long as I could see a copy of this without these subtitles. Ooh, there's the monster. See, it doesn't look too bad. A lot of dark scenes, obviously. And she looks good, but she looks a little thin to be, a military girl. Looks a little too sexy. I don't know. But I could overlook it. Yeah, I could probably watch this movie Finch with the eye patch, mostly because I'm going to laugh at it. I think it would amuse me more than I would take it seriously, but I think it would be at least entertaining, at least for me. I don't know, if you like monster movies, I think this would be an okay, moderately fun monster movie that you could you could watch it. It wouldn't be great, but you'd be like, eh. All right, it's called The Lair. I have no idea when it comes out. I would say it probably goes direct to video streaming service somewhere. So look for it for Eagle Films. Do we have any more? Oh, here's the synopsis. Let's read this. When Royal Air Force pilot Lieutenant Kate Sinclair, such a generic name, Kate Sinclair, shot down over Afghanistan. Called it. She finds refuge in an abandoned underground bunker where deadly man-made biological weapons, half human, half alien, are awakened. So this is from Eagle Films. I worked for an Eagle Films, but I don't think this is the same one. All right, so check that out, I guess. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. We got a news blast and a Hollywoke hot take today. Next signing is this Saturday at Asbury Park at the Scary Stories Fest. Check it out on Facebook. The link is below, and we'll see you in the next one.